Hi there, welcome back to Brad Smoky Grills. Hope you enjoyed the first two videos. The second one, which was the slides, was just a little bit of an insight to show you how the build went and all the things, the processes. The first thing I'll talk about is that obviously it's not to do with the actual pizza build itself, but I had to lay slabs to get to where I was going to put the concrete in for the plinth, for the pizza oven, and for the barbecues. And I was told, don't do it by hand, get a mixer. And I thought, I've not got really the money to get a mixer. I'll just do it by hand, and regretted it. If you ever get the choice to get a mixer or do it by hand, get a mixer. It was hard going. It was tough. Once I got the mixer for other parts of the build, it was just so easy. Um, Go to the beginning. The molds were pretty easy to make. Damala talks about getting a decathlon ball in his videos, and I thought I'll go for a cheaper version. Some people might do okay with buying a cheaper version, but I bought the cheaper version, and it wasn't big enough. Even though it said it was a 75, wasn't big enough. So I went to Decathlon, paid 19 quid for the ball. They said it was the extra large. It was. At first it didn't really go up proper, but you get a tape with it, and as long as you pump it up to that diameter, it fits into the moulds absolutely perfectly. Next step was buying bricks. I bought bricks. Damala, he sourced his, but because I was doing a bigger build with the pizza oven and the barbecue, I wanted to buy a brick, which I did. Bought a brick, engineered and perforated, a lot cheaper than buying a solid brick. So I sourced them, cost me about 120 quid for 360 bricks. But I did buy 30 solid engineering brick, just for the finishing part of the barbecue. Um, what else? The arch for both for the plinth and for the actual pizza oven tunnel was not easy. I will not tell you it was easy. Damala, again, he makes it look really easy. Yeah, you've got to play about with it a little bit. Watch your cuts. You've got to use things to kind of prop it up, make it solid, let it go off. Don't try and start building more on top of it. Let that go off first few days and then start building around it again. Um, Also, one of my friends, he's a builder. When we finished it, it was obviously looking covered in mess. I didn't really clean as I went with the brickwork. He suggested get some brick acid. I got some brick acid, but you have to be really careful when using it. Go with the guidelines. Wear a mask, wear gloves, wear goggles. Um, be careful with it. It does splash about quite a bit as well, so try and use long sleeved garments, trousers and shirts when you're doing it, even waterproofs. But yeah, it did really help, made it really clean. And then the next step was he suggested, which I laughed at him, use WD-40 to shine the brick up. Oh my God. Oh my God, I saw the future. It's so good. Use it. I'll tell you, you won't go wrong with it. Just spray a little tiny bit on a brick, buff it up with a little cloth, and it looks absolutely fantastic. What else? Onto the actual oven build itself, I use a different type of chicken wire. You'll see from the stills, not advisable. If you're watching Damala's 8 videos, try and find the chicken wire he uses. It's more of a kind of triangular square, bigger. I used this little tiny chicken wire, and trying to mould that around the ball and try to get that into a dome shape was absolutely horrific. It probably took me about 3 or 4 days to get it right. And you're trying not to burst your ball at the same time. So yeah, definitely have a little look at the larger chicken wire. It's easier to kind of mould and squeeze and stuff like that. What else? Very quickly. Yeah, once everything was set, it was quite easy to set it up. What I did find though was when we were buying vermiculite and I was looking into vermiculite because of the videos, what I found was I didn't really look at it properly. So I bought the medium grade, which is probably okay for the base. But if you're going to spread it, it's probably okay as well if you're going to use it, add it by hand, but not for the Terraline gun. You have to buy fine. Don't try and... most builders' yards will only have the medium. You've got to search for it. I found it. They sent me 2 bags. I've still got a bag. And with the Terraline gun, get a decent one. I went to a higher place, and the one they gave me was horrific. So it was quite a bit of a challenge. Also, what I've done is I painted mine. I've got a bit of cracking on it now. I might, and if I do it, I'll put another video on. I might you can buy a heat-proof render for fireplaces. So I might use another and put another coat on the outside of it. So we'll wait and see. I didn't use a fire blanket. I didn't really know about that at the time. But yeah, I might use a heat-proof render. Regarding the actual tunnel itself and the door I've got, I didn't use metal. So I was looking for a metal door. It looked quite expensive. I couldn't find an old barbecue to cut one out of. But with me looking at vermiculite and what it was and finding out the components of vermiculite and finding it was a mineral, what I realised was because of fireplaces, they sell it in sheets. So they sell it in sheets, big sheets of vermiculite, which is compressed. So it's like it cuts like wood. So I thought, well, if they use it in fireplaces and they use it around heat, I'll look into getting it. It's about 17 quid for a small sheet of it, which would do your door. I went to a local fireplace company and I made a donation and they gave me it. I've made my door out of it, and it's brilliant. I bought a heat-proof spray paint, sprayed it black. It's brilliant. It does everything you want it to do. That's basically it for my video. The future videos, probably the next one that I'll do a dough making video. There's so many different types of dough out there. What I'll look at doing is maybe a couple of different variations of dough. I'll go back to the one that I do. I prove my dough for 3 days in the fridge, and I knock it back twice. And then when I'm ready to actually use it, I take it out in the morning for 3 hours, but I put a wet cloth over the top of it so it doesn't prove anymore. And yeah, so there's different variations of dough, and we'll go through some of them in the next video. I'm sorry I've stuttered a little bit. I'm new to making videos, but I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they're informative enough. Thank you very much, and a big shout out for Damala. Thank you very much, mate.